Hey guys, not in the garage today, but in the house. Gonna do a review of my Shark Evo 1 2 helmet. Um, really like these helmets. I saw them years and years ago. Local PD motor officers were using them, and I really like the design and everything. Um, they are pretty spendy, $400 plus. Sometimes you can find a deal on them. But anyway, I've always rode with a flip face helmet for many, many years when I wasn't riding professionally, and I could actually wear a flip face helmet and not a complete Schnell DOT approved full face. So enjoy the helmets for being able to, lift them up, get a drink, do whatever you want, smoke a cigarette. When I was smoking, all that wonderful stuff with the flip face. The Sharks are much better. You don't get the sail effect when you have the visor up, which is how I like to ride a lot of the time. I wear my sunglasses. This one has the integrated sunglasses. I like them, but I wouldn't rely on them as my only source. I do like my sunglasses better, but I have, when I got into direct sunlight and I had my sunglasses on, actually put this down and pretty much saved my eyeballs in a couple of spots. But just not a big fan of those kind of flip down things, but it had it when I got it, so that's what it is. Anyway, I really like this helmet. I like the way it functions. I like the way it feels. They do fit very snug, especially in the cheek area. I hear that a lot, and they do. Some of your other helmets don't fit so snug, like in your cheek area, and it almost feels like it's pushing your cheeks into your teeth. That wears off after a little bit. So I'm not having that much of a problem with that anymore. But in the beginning, it was a little trying at times. But once I put it on and rode with it, I got used to it. The benefits outweigh the deficits, in my opinion, with this helmet by a long shot. I like it that I can put the shield up. I can ride with the shield up. I can ride with the chin bar. And I'm doing this with one hand, so if I screw it up, sorry. I can ride with the chin bar, and the chin bar goes all the way back so it doesn't interfere and cause a sail effect. So you can ride open face. You can put the shield down. You can put the shield up. You can, many different configurations that you can ride like this. One of the features on this that I guess the older versions did not have, and I'll see if I can get it to do it without ruining this video, is the shield will come up as you put the chin bar down there, and then that'll automatically does that. When you push it up and the shield is all the way down, you can push them both up at the same time, and that works. Another drawback that I have found with this helmet, and it gets kind of frustrating sometimes, and I'm going to flip it up to see if I can get the camera angle in here. So you see this little blue thing right here? This is actually a little cool thing. Now what happens is in the wintertime, you can pull this down, and this will keep the wind from going up into your chin and your face area, okay? So your chin sits right here. If anybody rides in cold climates, they know that this can be pretty cool. It can help you stay a lot warmer. I usually wear a Nomex hood that I got from being in the fire service for so long, and I wear a Nomex hood, and I keep it up over my chin, which keeps my chin warm. It keeps that cold air from coming up. But cold air always comes up here. So you can put this down and this will block the wind. And it is a really nice feature, but it also is kind of like a double-edged sword. Because if you don't want this up and you have your face shield up and you get going at about highway speeds, this thing doesn't have a strong enough, this is magnetic. It's held with a magnet. And the magnet on this particular helmet, and I'm not saying all of them, is not strong enough to hold that back. So what ends up happening is that thing starts flapping in the wind and starts flapping around. So hot or cold or no matter what, once I get up to highway speeds, especially if I'm riding with the shield up, I have to put this down. And, sometimes that's annoying because I don't want it down. I want it up. I want it up. I want maximum airflow. I've got my shield open. I've got my chin bar down, but I want maximum airflow. And this thing will start to cause me problems. The other thing this thing will do is if you leave this down and you forget, and I'm going to try to do this to demonstrate here. Hold on a second. Like I said, I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. So my shield is up. I've got my little the little wind guard down. Now watch this. Let's see if it does it. Oh, it went back up. Hold on. I've got to get the wind guard down. So I'll have the wind guard down. I stop somewhere. I quickly flip up my chin bar, and it goes up like this. Okay, it's all fine and good. No problem there. Okay, I'm just hanging out, whatever. Even if I'm riding, this being there doesn't cause me any problems. Where this creates a problem is when you bring this back. It hooks on here. It pushes this shield down, and it causes a lockup right here. Okay? You cannot get around this. What you have to do, push the chin bar back up, push, like I said, I'm doing this one-handed, guys, sorry. Push your face shield back up, then the chin bar will come down into position. Now, I've had this a couple of times when I was riding in a high-speed area, and then I came down into a low-speed area, let's say like a canyon that we were riding in. So we rode on the freeway, I had the chin bar down, I had the shield down, I had the little chin flap down, and then we got into a canyon area where we're only riding about 30, 35 miles an hour. I wanted to flip all this up, ride open face, and get through the canyon, come back out on the highway, start gaining speed, and actually flip this down and had that lock up on me while I was riding. To me, it's a dangerous situation. It creates a lot of problems. Like I said, the chin bar has to come back up. Usually what I ended up doing was just throwing the chin bar back up and over. And look at this right now. It's locked. Like, this is locked. You can't go up or down in this position. This thing is completely locked up. Now, granted, I can see, but you have this chin bar in your field of vision. This is locked. This, to me, like I said, becomes a very big issue if you were doing this. And I did this on the highway. Actually did this at speed. So that has to come up. Now your chin bar can either come down or come back up. Okay? So the one thing that I don't like is the magnet is not strong enough to keep that in place. So I always have to move this down into the down position instead of leaving it in the up position. And if I forget to push that back up before I raise the chin bar, you see what happens with this helmet. This is my one critical design flaw and drawback from this helmet. Otherwise, I love this helmet. I love the way they ride. I love being able to ride with the chin bar down and the shield up and not getting the sail effect or with the whole thing open. Overall, I love this helmet. I may or may not end up cutting that thing completely out just to avoid that situation. So my take on this helmet, guys, overall, this is a great helmet. This is a good idea, but it needs more refinement. This thing needs to work better. This thing needs to not interfere and lock up the face shield and the chin bar on the downstroke. And if that means creating something on the back side of the helmet that will fold that thing back in and flip it back in. If you accidentally leave it up, there should be a catch. So when you pull the chin bar over, it'll catch on this if it's out like this and automatically fold it back in. That's just my take on it. That's what I would do. But of course, there's nothing back here to do that. So if I am using this wrong and you guys can show me how to use it correctly, or if this is just like I said, a design flaw, let me know what you think. If I'm using it wrong, please correct me so I can start using it right. Because like I said, I do love this helmet. I do enjoy it. It is a very comfortable helmet. My last helmet that I retired before I bought this, I wore for over a decade. And the last time I wore it, it gave me a headache because the padding was so worn out. And it was actually giving me headaches. So I finally splurged, spent the big bucks, picked this one up brand new. I got my daughter one. I managed to find one used for my daughter. I got an excellent price on it. It was like brand new helmet, probably only been worn a couple of times, and I saved a few $100s on that one. The ventilation system on this helmet works awesome. Everything, like I said, I like everything about this helmet. The pin lock, anti-fog shield. Wow, does that work? I mean, if you've ever rode, like I said, in cold climates and the fog, and your shield gets fogged up and whatever, and you actually have to crack it when it's 20 degrees outside just to keep the airflow, to keep it from fogging up. Having that pin lock in there and creating that barrier, I did not have any problems riding in the rain or the hail or the cold or the hot or whatever condition we were in with having that fog up, and it was excellent. So there you have it, guys. This is the Shark Evo 1-2 helmet. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, with exception of the one major flaw, which is, to me, a major flaw. I mean, when you have this thing lock up on you, like I showed you, that's not good, especially if it's speed. So if you have one of these helmets and you're using it, just make sure that you don't let that happen. Okay? Just remember that, when you're making these transitions, that little chin flap has to be flipped up. And I always forget. Like I said, the magnet is not strong enough to hold it in place, so I don't have to utilize it. I may look at trying to put some kind of a stronger magnet in there to hold it. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. My daughter didn't seem to have the same problem with her helmet, and her magnet actually seemed a little bit stronger. But, maybe that's maybe just the helmet, whatever. So, questions, comments, let me know. Good or bad, let me know. Don't care, then don't let me know. All right, guys. Talk to you later.